In this video, I'll be doing an AKG C214 review, and I'll be asking, is this the next step up for your home recording? Hi folks, I'm Mike, and I hope you're well. Now, if like me, you've spent between $200 to $300 on your main studio condenser microphone, then you've probably got a pretty decent mic. But as time goes on and you get a little bit more serious and your ears get a little bit more discerning, you may have been wondering, what's the next step up where you can really hear a difference? Now, I've been thinking that the AKG C214 may be a real contender for this, and recently I've got the chance to try one out. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys what I've been up to, and also I've got some recordings for you to listen to so that you can decide for yourself. Now, don't forget to check the link in the description down below so that you can find out the current price of this microphone. And I want to say up front that this microphone was sent to me so that I could try it out and make this video, but I wasn't required to say anything specific, nor have I been paid for this video, nor has anyone reviewed this video before it's been released. In other words, this is my true and honest opinion. Now, don't forget, if this is your first time here and you do like this kind of content, all about home recording, DAWs, gear reviews, plugin reviews, that kind of thing, then please do subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube so that you're notified about my future videos. So let's start off by looking at the specs of this microphone. The first thing you usually hear about the C214 is that it's modelled on the famous C414 and is similar in sound. Now, that's a bold claim given it's almost 1/3 of the price, and there are few microphones in the world that are said to be better than the C414. Certainly the features are less. The C214 actually uses the same 1-inch dual capsule as a C414, but in a single diaphragm design with a cardioid only pattern. However, it's worth remembering this: even if you have many patterns available, it's quite likely that you may end up only using the cardioid pattern 95% of the time anyway in a home studio, worth considering when you compare the price difference. There are two switches on this mic for a little variation. The first is a low cut switch which rolls off low frequencies below 160 Hz, and the other is a 20 dB pad switch giving you extra headroom when you're recording very loud sources. It comes in a solid hard case along with a shock mount and foam windshield. The shock mount is a very nice design. You simply slot the mic down into it, turn the grip, and it's held very securely there, even enough to be used upside down. Now, if like me, you would rather have seen a proper pop filter supplied rather than the foam windshield, then have a listen to my samples coming up with both scenarios, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So I wanted to test this microphone out with some of the more common scenarios in my studio. That's male vocals, female vocals, and also with acoustic guitar, both picked and strummed. Now, do remember, it's sometimes difficult to hear the subtleties in the differences between these recordings, especially when you're listening on YouTube, which deteriorates the sound and compresses it as well. So I've provided a link in the description down below so that you can download the fully uncompressed WAV files of these recordings and decide for yourself. And as ever, it's best to listen on either headphones or quality studio monitors if you can. So we're going to start off by listening to the female vocal. We're going to listen to versions with the pop shield on, and then with the windshield on, which comes with the microphone, and then with the low cut filter applied. Now, none of these recordings have anything like EQ or compression added, but these vocals do have a little bit of reverb added for the singer's comfort. However, if you do follow the links in the description down below, you'll be able to download dry a cappella versions of these vocals so that you can judge clearly for yourself. Now, don't forget to watch the captions as they come up on the screen so that you know what you're listening to. And I'd like to thank Susie for singing for us.
I give you my heart and you give it up. I'm trying to figure out how to fill your cup. Oh, that's what we do. You're always telling me that you're here to stay. I wake up in the morning and you've gone away. That's what we do. Oh, far. Oh, how come I've never ever felt so far away from you?
And now we'll do the same again, but this time with a male vocal.
I gave you my heart and you give it up. I'm trying to figure out how to fill your cup. Oh, that's what we do. You're always telling me that you're here to stay. I wake up in the morning and you've gone away. That's what we do. Oh, we've come so far. Oh, how come I've never ever felt so far away from you?
So next I tried the acoustic guitar. I set up the microphone about 25 to 30 centimeters from the 12th fret, and I recorded it with both the low cut filter on and off as well. Now do bear in mind that this particular guitar is not a full-size dreadnought. It's a little bit smaller, so it doesn't have that naturally large bass end to it. Now also I recorded this guitar completely dry. No EQ, no compression, no saturation, no reverb, nothing at all. So you'll hear the completely dry recording. So let's start off by listening to the picked version. And now let's listen to the strummed version. So what did I think? Well, starting off with the build quality, everything is solid as you might expect for a more premium product. The mic itself has a heavy metal casing, the switches are not wiggly at all, and the grille has a little bit of give but not overly so. The shock mount, whilst made of plastic, has a nice feel and the locking design is great to use. Now the foam windshield was a surprise to me. Normally I find they take away too much high end and I prefer to use a pop filter, but I have to say I liked the sound with the included windshield, and I mentally felt a little bit more free without a pop filter in my face when I was singing. Then again, it's not quite as effective with plosives in my opinion, so the jury is out. But more importantly, what did I think of the sound? So there's no doubt in my mind that in the low and mid ends this microphone sounds really rich, but it was the high end which I enjoyed the most. It sounds very, very crisp without sounding harsh at all. It's as if the high transients are kind of rounded off and makes them sound really natural, so I really did enjoy that. So in conclusion, for most of us who are used to hearing microphones which cost maybe half or 2/3 of the cost of this microphone, I really do think you can hear the difference when you spend the extra money. It's as if with those other microphones that you have to kind of squeeze out every ounce of goodness from them using EQ and saturation and that kind of thing. Whereas with this microphone, I felt like I could point it at the source, make my recording, and I pretty much got what I wanted without having to mess around with it too much afterwards. Now, arguably, you get a big chunk of its big brother, the C414, when you get this microphone without all of the bells and whistles. But in fairness, I didn't didn't have one of those to compare it against, so that's merely conjecture. But I must say that this microphone is definitely on my shortlist for the next step up. Now, of course, my opinion is based on my own particular taste, so I invite you to listen to all of the samples that I've made carefully and let me know what your opinion is in the description down below. Or perhaps you own or have owned this microphone. If so, I'd also love to hear about your experiences in the comments down below. Now, if you're interested in any of the other gear that you've seen in my videos in my studio, then don't forget to check out my gear guide by following the link in the description down below. And as ever, if you did like this video and you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button. That tells YouTube it should show this video to other people. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button twice. And if you do like this kind of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell on YouTube so that you are notified about my future videos. And I will see you in the next video.